Hi, this is Marcel of Marcel on Tech and today we're talking about the Beast, which is the Samsung S22 Ultra. It is brilliant, but it's not perfect, and I want to explain to you exactly why that's the case. Now, this device has been out for nearly a year. They are releasing the newest models in about 14 days, which is very exciting, including the foldables, which means that getting this device, which is a flagship device that was originally listed at €1,600, is now way cheaper, either through promotion through Samsung or, which is what I always recommend, via Refurbed. And those are refurbished websites such as refurb.com, or even Amazon have second-hand deals as well with devices that are fully functional, in perfect working condition, but at a much better price. Remember, think about the environment. It does make a huge difference when you do that. So I'm going to talk you through why you might want to consider getting this phone. See you on the other side. Okay, so this is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. This is by far the most powerful device available from Samsung at this moment, but that will be changing very, very soon. Now, if you're looking for specs and you want those types of details, then there are hundreds of videos that will explain those things to you in great detail. But what I want to talk to you about is keeping it very simple. Would this device be useful for you? Because for me, this is something that has inspired me for quite some time to get a hold of, mostly because of these cameras, okay? We're talking about 4 cameras effectively here, although it looks like 5, but it's not quite that, that's a sensor there. But what you've got here are some incredible lenses that include a 10 times zoom. Now, what is a 10 times optical zoom? Well, basically it means that it literally is able to zoom in 10 times physically, not digitally, which means that the imagery is crispy clean. And the images are actually usable as well. We've all used mobile phones that have zoom capability, but they tend to be digital zoom, which is basically cropping on an image that already exists on your screen, and it makes it very pixelated and very unclear. This amazing device is able to do that optically, which makes it fundamentally usable almost up to 30 times. And I'll show you some of the images as well that I've been able to capture from this device. So to talk about what this thing can do, first of all, the screen is probably the thing that's going to be the most impressive. Now, you may or may not have heard of a term called hertz rate or refresh rate. Now, this is something that is not particularly relevant for the majority of people, very important for a lot of techie people. But what it basically means is how quickly and easily, shall we say, these windows transition. So what we can see from this device is that it's very smooth. This movement is measured in hertz. Now, if it has a very high refresh rate, then it means that it happens incredibly smoothly. On most devices, including our iPhones, only the newest, most powerful iPhones have the 120 or above hertz speed. This has 120 adaptive. What that means is that when you're doing something like gaming, if you're a gamer, it will show at the highest possible rate, which is 120 hertz, and it will be crispy smooth. Whereas if you are looking at a very simple thing, say like a photo of some description, then it will drop it right down, and it can drop it down to 1 hertz, which then of course translates to battery power or battery saving. Now, something I do want to talk to you about is the battery life on this device. It is awesome. I've been really pleased with it, to be honest. When I first got it, the first 2 days, I was quite saddened actually to see that it was dying at the end of the day. And I thought, well, this is very strange. But actually what it was doing was it was learning my usage. So what it was doing, it was learning and understanding exactly what it is and how I use the phone. And so after about 3 to 4 days, I was still ending the day with around 35% battery life. Now, I do sometimes use some fast charging technology, such as cable or wireless pads. So I have my wireless pad here, which does help to keep the battery topped up. But it has really been very, very easy to get me through an entire day, even with heavy days. Now, one of the things that's going to really, really inspire you when you're using this device is to watch content, because of course the screen is so good, it's so easy to watch, that you're definitely going to want to be using it for viewing, which is what I do. You're also going to want to be watching it for gaming. If you're a gamer, it's an incredibly good device for that purpose. But there are other things that it can do incredibly well as well, which are, it's got the S Pen capability. So this actually has a pen built into it as a secret compartment or silo. Now, again, iPhone users won't know anything about this. Most Android don't either, but this comes from the Samsung Galaxy Note range. So this is the latest device, which is now not a Note, but it is under the S Pen or S range and is the S22. So there are various things you can do. So just to briefly go through what these are. Smart Select, what it allows me to do is take a screenshot of my page here, and then I can select different things. So if I just want to see that image there, I can actually just save that section of the image. I can download it, I can share it directly, I can write on it, or I can change the shape of the cutout. Okay, lots of things that can be done. Going back, I can use the pen for full functionality. Again, if I've got a little button on here, you can see that there, hopefully. If I push the button anywhere near the screen, this menu pops up again. And I've got Smart Select to select a certain section of the screen, or indeed a certain part of text, which is brilliant for copying text. I've got Screen Write, this will take a screen image. And then if I want to, I can actually write on top of it. So this is absolutely brilliant for that. I can select different things or different styles. Really useful, this tool actually, for blurring things out. If there's something I want to hide, I can actually pixelate part of the image that I've just screenshot, and then it'll just pixelate that. I can download that image, I can erase that, I can erase any part that I want to change, and of course I can crop it as well by dragging it. Of course, these things can be done with your finger as well, but it's a lot more accurate using the pen. So it's absolutely brilliant. Now, I could do a full video on just the function of the pen, and if that's something that you're interested in, put a comment below. You've got pen up, live messages, which are like animated messaging. You've got coloring, which allows you to do coloring in of different images, particularly good if you've got an artistic flair. There's some incredible things done by people using this pen and these devices. Really, really impressive. But what you can do on here is use this as a remote control. So if I were to open the camera app, it is really handy, because let's say I want to start recording video, I can literally press the button from here and I'll be able to start recording from there. I can also swipe across and change functionality of the device as well. So really, really handy. Very, very useful. So using the S Pen is incredibly useful and very, very versatile. There are many, many things that can be done using the S Pen itself. But what I love most is that it lives in a little silo. Now, some people may never get it out whatsoever, but having it there and knowing how to use it can be an absolute game changer. It really is an incredibly powerful tool. Now, one of the reasons to get this phone is the camera. So if we go into the camera, I'm not going to go through again all of the camera functionality, because it really is incredibly extensive, but it is a fantastic camera with wide angle lens, 1x zoom, 3x and 10x zoom that I mentioned to you already. So it's an incredibly powerful zoom there, and then it can go up to 30 and even 100 times there. Now, not terribly usable at 100, but definitely usable at 30. And I'll show you some other images there as well. But it really, really is absolutely brilliant. And that's just for the stills. Whereas if we have video functionality there, you can film all the way up into 8K, which is indicated there, otherwise 4K and 2K. So these are all resolutions that are going to be incredibly powerful. They're going to take up a lot of memory, but they're going to be very, very clear. And what that means is that when you project them onto your TV or if you want to show them on your laptop or computer, they're going to look amazing. Because most people, we generally record a lot on our phones, but we're not necessarily looking them on other platforms. But we can absolutely do that if we want to. Now, this function is brilliant. I did want to talk about this. This is called auto framing. Now, if there's a person in the shot, what it will do is it will follow that person as they move around the shot. So auto framing is absolutely brilliant for things like Zoom calls or making videos or vlogging, and I'll leave a demonstration here, but it really is an incredibly powerful tool to capture the person or people inside your video image. So the camera is really, really next level stuff. Single take is a very simple but clever system whereby it will take a series of photos, video clips over a period of time, in this case 15 seconds, and it will make lots of different snapshots and examples. You can stop it at any time. Now, it is a very, very powerful device that really does do an awful lot. But one of the problems I find with it, well, there's not that many, but the ones that I do have a problem with is one, the weight. It is a heavy, large phone. So it's not as heavy as the Galaxy Fold 3. That was an incredibly heavy device. I think that one's about 7 or 8 grams heavier than this one, and twice as thick as well. So thick, but not as wide. But this one is very much thicker than the Samsung Note 10, for example, which I have already, which I really love. This is 230 grams or thereabouts, which is quite a heavy device, to be honest. And it is definitely something that you have to bear in mind, along with the fact that the weight of it really does mean that you're going to feel it when it's in your pocket. If you drop it, it's quite substantial, and that's going to make a huge difference to you. So I did invest in a case, and you do need to be quite picky about the cases that you get, because this one has a kickstand on it, which is very handy, but the problem with this is that it makes it even wider. So I've got large hands, but this to reach with my thumb is hard. This is very difficult to reach around with my thumb, particularly if anything's over here and I'm holding it with this hand, or over here and I need to tap. Now, there is a one-handed mode which does help. So you can actually shrink down the screen when I can get it to work, like that. So you can actually shrink the screen down, and you can have it go wherever you want it to go. Either on the left or the right side, like that. And you can move certain aspects as well, holding onto the bar to have it go up the top there, etc. So this is a solution for one-handed functionality, but it obviously makes everything much smaller as well. So as a result of that. However, and when you want to come out of it, you just tap there. So there are solutions, there are workarounds, but this device is big, it's quite thick. Now, if you've come from an Apple products, particularly the Max products that they have, you'll be used to something that's very heavy and very box-like. But this one is significant. However, what you're getting then is a large battery, which is 4,400 milliamps. It will last you all day for sure. You've got wireless charging as mentioned. Obviously you've got USB Type-C to plug in, so you can get up to 45 watt speed fast charging. However, I haven't actually got that speed on this device before, but I have been able to charge it fully in about an hour and 10 minutes, which is obviously very good and means you don't necessarily have to leave it charged or plugged in overnight. So it's a very, very capable device, really good fun, incredible screen. The screen is the thing that will really clinch it for you, as well as one other thing that I did want to talk about, which is the DeX software. Now, many people don't actually know what DeX is, but DeX is a built-in secondary software system that allows you to connect with either a TV or a monitor or on a PC. So you can actually have this device functioning on a completely external monitor, or connected to your PC but operating everything from inside the phone. So you've effectively got a secondary operating system inside the phone here, which is absolutely brilliant. So it's a bit like having a Windows device inside this device that can then connect to any other screen. So it's really very, very clever. And if you've not come across this before, that is what can make this device incredibly functional for business people and or for a person who doesn't necessarily want to carry a laptop as well as having a mobile phone device, because this will have you covered. So in conclusion, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra probably is one of the best Android devices available currently at the moment, but that will be changing, as I mentioned, because of the Galaxy Unpacked event that's happening in less than 2 weeks' time. So this device really will fulfill a lot of your needs, but it isn't perfect, and I won't be keeping mine, and I'll tell you why. The main reason is it's just too big. It's just too big in size, and I have relatively big hands, but this device is massive. It's not only very thick, but it's also very, very large. It's 6.8 inches, which across is a very large device. It's also heavier than I would like it to be as well. So for me, I'm constantly worried that I might drop it, despite the fact that I've bought a few cases for it to protect it. And I would hate to damage the screen because screen replacement is very, very expensive. But why should you buy this device? Well, if you want an amazing camera, you've got it with this. If you want excellent, not the best, but excellent video, you've got it with this. If you want amazing zoom, you've got it with this. If you want a secondary operating system in the DeX software, you've got it with this, which is built in. And that is something you won't find in any other provider or any other, well, you won't find this with any other OEM, which is another producer of mobile phones, from Xiaomi to Apple or anything like that. You won't find anything like that. So the DeX software system really, really is absolutely fantastic. What you don't get inside here, unfortunately, is expandable memory. So what you get on board, this is a 256 gigabyte. So this will store a lot of video, but if you do a lot of high quality videos, of course it will fill up. But you've got a lot of cloud storage available in various different ways now, from Google Photos to iCloud, and many, many other service providers as well. So this is an excellent device. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10, to be honest, which is a very, very high rating. But for me, it's not perfect. It's just too heavy. It's just too large. And I think I'm probably going to be returning this product, but I'm very excited to know what's coming out next, which is going to be the S23 range. They're coming out in the next couple of weeks, so we'll see what's going to happen there, as well as the foldable range as well, with the Galaxy Fold and the flip phone as well. So that's going to be very, very exciting. So excellent phone, maybe not the best one for me, but if you need an all-round package that you don't care about size or vulnerability because of slipperiness, because you're happy to put a case on it, then this I would highly recommend. I'll put some links below. Put your comments about your device. If you've got one of these, tell us what you think. But otherwise, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and click the follow button to be informed whenever I upload the next video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.